So this is Cyberpunk 2077. This is a game that had quite an interesting launch. December 2020, this game was launched after months and months of delays, and then finally the game arrived, and it was a complete disaster. The game was extremely buggy, unpolished, it was blatantly unfinished, and it really seemed as if this game was rushed, maybe not by the developers, but by the higher-ups, the executives of CD Projekt Red, and this game went down as one of the worst launches in video game history. But CD Projekt Red has stuck with this game, and over the last over 3 years now, CD Projekt Red has regularly and continuously been updating the game, adding new stuff, making vast improvements, and even brought upon an expansion named Phantom Liberty. So Cyberpunk is in a way better position now than it's ever been. And I would say, as of now, Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the best games of this generation. The story and the voice acting has always been really good. The characters have always been great. Johnny Silverhand, great character. Jesse's a cool character. Then you have like Judy, Panam, you have Carrie, Rogue, stuff like that. Just great characters in this game, very well written too. And I do think the story of this game is very interesting. That's always been great. But what hasn't always been great is the driving. Now, of course, this is CD Projekt Red's first attempt at making driving in a video game. And when this game was first released, the driving was awful. You would hit a curb and the car would immediately flip over onto its roof. The physics were very awful. A lot of cars just had terrible handling. And it just wasn't fun to drive in this game. However, the driving is actually very, very good now. Some cars still feel as if they are sort of sliding on ice. Some cars feel a little too heavy. But this Porsche 911 here, which is like Johnny Silverhand's car, this is probably my favorite car in the game. Just because it handles really nice, and plus it looks nice too. Another thing that's been vastly improved is the gunplay. Now, I remember the guns in this game feeling just kind of weird. To tell you the truth, I don't remember much about the gunplay, but it does feel a lot better. Like, whenever I fight enemies now in the game, it certainly feels a lot better than it used to. And that's a testament to just how far this game has come. And plus, it's actually a functioning game now. Like, you can actually go wherever you want, not have to worry about textures not loading or your car falling through the map or whatever. So, this game has been vastly improved. And it's very, very fun to play now. I think this is a treat to play. This is one of my favorite games in a long time. I don't know if this is one of my favorite games of all time, but I definitely do like this game a lot. I used to defend this game back in December of 2020. Granted, there wasn't much to defend, but I used to say, well, yeah, the game's got a lot of technical issues. It's very buggy. The game barely functions. It's as if it's being held together by duct tape and super glue. But I understood the potential that this game had. I was thinking to myself, if CD Projekt Red just sticks with it, if they go through the effort of actually trying to improve this game, then it'll actually be very, very good in the long run. And as it turns out, that's exactly what's happened. Here's some combat in this game. As I said, the gunplay feels very nice too. I guess that car is just going to drive by. I've got Johnny Silverhand's pistol, by the way. I guess that car is not bothering with it. But yes, this game is definitely vastly improved. I was hoping to have some sort of a combat encounter. Watch out for those dudes. Look at that van right there. But, as I said, I used to defend this game. I was saying, yeah, this game's got a lot of potential. It could be really, really cool. It could be great. If CD Projekt Red just sticks with it, they add on to it, they improve it, then absolutely, it'll be a great game. And thankfully, that's exactly what CD Projekt Red has done. If anything, they've even gone out of their way to ensure that this game wound up being a must-play, especially with Phantom Liberty coming out. So, I'm glad CD Projekt Red has stuck with it. Here's an enemy. Look at this guy. Grenade. Look at that. There was an innocent bystander, so I have like a 2-star wanted level now. Also, speaking of improvements, the police have been vastly improved in this game. Originally, when you would get into a police chase, the police would spawn basically 5 feet in front of you. And you would physically see the police popping in. But now the police actually have like proper spawns and proper response times. It feels more natural. to get chased in this game by the police. I thought that was a turn. That was not a turn. But it feels more natural when you're being chased by police in this game. Oh, they saw me. Can you believe that? But you can just tell by gameplay videos. It's much, much better than it used to be. Let me be careful here. This is where you meet Takemura earlier in the game. Speaking of cool characters, Takemura, I can't believe I forgot about that guy. Actually one of the coolest characters in the game. I did go out of my way to save him. Let's see if I can hide him here, like watchdog style. Turning off my headlights. I'm gonna duck in here for a while. But yeah, but you see, the police actually have like proper patrol routes and response times. They don't just pop in front of you anymore, which is very nice. I haven't gone anywhere beyond like a 2-star wanted level though. I guess if wanted level is even the proper term. But this game is just beautiful to look at. I really, really do find a lot of beauty in the world of the game. Big, giant neon lights really, really gets to me, and Cyberpunk is full of stuff like that. And it is just absolutely great. And plus, let me focus on driving here. And plus, Judy Alvarez is one of the coolest characters in video game history. That's all I'm saying. But I think V is a cool character too. But of course, one thing that CD Projekt Red did in this game is over-promise and under-deliver. They promised all kinds of things. You could do this, you can do this. Any NPC walking down the street, you can romance everybody, which of course was not true. Everybody, male and female V, both have like 2 romance options, and that's it. I mean, look at that. Come on, that's pretty. But they definitely overpromised, and also with the whole corpo, nomad, street kid life paths, CD Projekt Red before the game came out really made you believe that depending on which lifestyle you chose, you could have like 3 completely different playstyles, which we learned just was not true. If anything, it's exactly the same outside of the first maybe 30 minutes of the game, and then maybe in a couple of dialogue options afterwards. But apart from that, completely the same. One thing CD Projekt Red did say that they would add to the game that never made it, that I wish would have, is like a third-person mode. You can do, look at that, that's just beautiful. You can do third person when you're driving, but not when you are just walking around, stuff like that. Which is a shame, because I would have loved to see third person in this game. Because I went out of my way to customize V, and I can barely see what they look like. But Cyberpunk 2077, as it stands now, is one of the best games of this generation, and I think absolutely you should play it. It's great. Back in 2020, I believe, I gave this game a 6 out of 10, I believe. Which, granted, I was being quite nice to it. But now I think this is up to like a 9 for me personally. So CD Projekt Red absolutely has made this game worth it. And plus, there's going to be a sequel to this game, so I'm very, very excited to see how it turns out. So that's CD Projekt Red's now masterpiece, Cyberpunk 2077.